Jose asked, does putting the pic in the PDF document remove the geotag? Yes, that'll remove the geotag. So in the PDF doc, once as long as it's in the PDF doc, they're not going to be able to check the geotag. At the end of the day, as a contractor, you are allowed to have DBAs. And let's say I'm a general contractor and I do fencing, I do concrete, I do flooring, and I do like home remodeling, right? Am I going to get a different general contractor license for every single one? No, that's not what they do. Okay. They have one general contractor license and they may run multiple different companies, like a fencing company, a home remodeling company, concrete company. So there is no way that Google has a thing where for every business name, you got to have an actual license that's tied to that business name. Otherwise, there's no point in having anything like doing DBA. And it's not what general contractors do, okay? Because each license costs like hundreds of thousands of dollars per year in a lot of cases. The truth is, you are allowed to have DBA, you are allowed to have multiple different entities and websites because also Google's platform is built that way, right? There's a reason why they have all these different categories that you can register a GBP. So with that being said, I know ultimately I'm going to get every single map listing verified because ultimately I can eventually, if push comes to shove, get the DBA if need be. All right. And I know people have gotten the GBPs verified much less than that, right? Like, for example, I have a Tampa Hurricane Windows site. We just got the DBA and we bitched at them for a little while and we got the map listing verified. Okay. But after we provide proof of the logo and the car and all these kind of things, there is nothing more that Google can even ask of us, to be fair. All right. So my partners or any students watching, listening that are wondering or in doubt whether we'll get these GBPs, I have zero doubt we'll get these Gs. It's better to be a little bit patient right now and submit as much of as evidence as possible on each appeal versus rushing it. That's the stance that I'm taking every step of the way. And what's nice is because we're doing it across, like I have like at least 8 partners that are doing this right now, that I'm able to learn at scale what's working, what's not. And it's going to allow us to not make sloppy mistakes. I think those are the main important talking points from this past week that I wanted to share with you guys. Feel free to ask me any questions, anything even unrelated. Let's see. I think I showed you guys the videos that I was creating last week as well under video editing. So again, like we're creating these YouTube videos as well on all the sites, and that's getting published. A lot of the partners have been taking the calls for now to do the Yelp listing, and I've had maybe at least 5 of the partners report to me they've received real leads. And so I forwarded it to my team. What I've really come to realize, though, is if these sites are built properly, like now a lot of these sites are 3 to 4 months old. At 3 to 4 months into the project, like these sites really they seem to really gain visibility inside Google, and some of them are starting to generate some leads even without the map listing. And so I feel as though that's going to continue. And I haven't even unleashed some of my strategies when it comes to some of the backlinks that I'm going to be building for these sites. And yeah, let's just say I'm feeling very excited of what's to come when all these sites start generating leads. Okay. But I'm telling you guys right now, once we get the map listing and I start creating some of these backlinks, like we're going to start to see pretty big jumps, pretty big leaps in traffic, because these sites are generating leads right now, and nowhere on Ahrefs it's even saying that it's ranked on page 1 for any major keywords, which means that a lot of the off-city pages and like long-tail keywords are starting to rank, which means that Google is starting to test out the site in the SERPs. The impression of all those sites are going up, and then it's only a matter of time until our main pages start ranking. It's usually how it goes. Darren says, what's the most effective way to choose a business address for a new GBP? Haven't done one in a while and have some old ones suspended and need to get some DBAs registered and utility bills like you showed. I use loopnet.com to get a commercial office lease kind of address. Not a shared office like a WeWork office. Those are not good. Those like suites at those commercial like offices that are for actual lease, not a shared office address. Those are the kind of address that we're using. Debbie says, to show evidence of presence, would you have us, anyone working on their lead gens, invite friends to like socials? Yeah, we used to do that back in the days, post our like social media and like it. Yeah, I think like a lot of small business pages, they're not gonna have much engagement on their social regardless. But until we verify a map listing, like to make it look as legit as possible until we get the GBP, then yeah, it might make sense to create some engagement on the socials. I think because we're in a time crunch, a lot of you got my partners, if you're listening, maybe I was gonna announce this, but talk to my support VAs about how you guys can get login access to all the social media accounts for each site, and talk to me about also like the non-stock photos. And let's just start scheduling like maybe 5 to 10 posts on each social media page. Again, you don't have to log in every day to make a post. That's going to be too time consuming. You just have to log in and schedule a post that, like, especially on Facebook business page and Instagram, they can schedule posts out like 2 posts a week for the next week or two. Yeah, let's do that. I think that would be smart to do, wise to do before we submit for the GBP. Now, is this something that like we want to continue to do and have you guys spend a bunch of time on it like long term? No, I don't think so. Okay. I can even eventually create automations for the long term, like once a month or whatever on some of these. But yeah, right now, like we can just do it manually until we get the GBP. Jose says the fact that multi-login blocks out photos make it hard for us to upload them through there, or should we not do it while using multi-login? You don't need multi-login to access these social media pages. The only time you want to worry about multi-login is when we're creating the GBP. Okay. These social media pages are on Facebook, they're Instagram, Twitter. These things don't matter. So for these ones, like you can just log in from your basic computer. So here's some of the final check, right? Does the opening paragraph, is it optimized, right? We have the business name here. We have the business name here. It shows some like expertise right away. It has good distribution of various important keywords: residential, commercial roofing, roof repair, roof replacement. And we want it right in the intro, okay? We don't want any fluff. We have shingle roofing here and repair storm damage roofs. This is a quite good opening paragraph. Is the name, address, phone number in the footer? Yes, it is. Is it connected to all the social media pages? Okay. Yes, it is. Name, address, phone number with the website linking back. Perhaps we could use a little bit more photo. Instagram page, name, address, phone number, website. Go look at Twitter. Name, address, phone number with the website, no posts. Maybe if you log in, maybe it'd be nice to follow some like roofing accounts. Again, I don't really know how much that would really affect anything, but I don't think it's too much work to ask anyways. Now, LinkedIn is like really a shaky one. A lot of LinkedIn got blocked because LinkedIn has a protection where if you apply for too many accounts from the same IP address, it like blocks you. Okay, so if you're like one of my partners and you're listening, check if the LinkedIn is active or not. If it's not, then figure out how to log in to the Gmail that my team has created in that shared sheet and try to log into it using multi-login. And then with multi-login, I think you might be able to get the LinkedIn without getting flagged. Okay, this one, we got the YouTube video up.
Found your dream home, Orange County? Anna is a place where vibrant neighborhoods thrive, businesses succeed.
I think I much rather have Santa Ana Elite Roofing, like the brand in the video as well. And then after that, put commercial and residential roof repair and replacement in Santa Ana, California. This title wouldn't have been bad if it was directed for the commercial roofing GBP post, but yeah, I'll tell my team to change the title a little bit on that. They need to also make this link clickable. Right now, it's not. There's a way to make this into a clickable link. Debbie says, I was researching for a different client this past week, right? It's a niche where they had pulled in Yelp and social reviews to the GBP. So that's coming, y'all. I don't remember which chat in today or yesterday. I think Yelp or BBB turned down one of the partners submitted and named weak social as one of the reasons. Yeah, I think that was Yelp that turned us down when it had weak social media accounts. So it's probably a good idea to have at least like 5 to 10 posts on social media accounts. Likes and stuff, like I don't know, because likes, followers, like that's something that you can always buy as well. And there's no way for them to tell if those were purchased or not. I just want to test something. Let's see if I search this commercial roof in Santa Ana, like if this video will come up. Yeah, it came up. So honestly, these YouTube videos can potentially generate some leads too. I think at the very least, I think YouTube videos are a very strong signal. Right now, I have few people on my team cranking these videos out. I'm gonna see how I can scale that as well. If you are like one of my partners, first things first, order all the supplies for the GBP verification. And then I think we'll go from there. I don't want to overwhelm you guys either, but if you have more extra time on your hands, I think making YouTube videos is a pretty good use of time. However, first things first, I think log into all the social media accounts and get some posts going across all the social media pages. Probably the priority here. Now, in terms of the BBB free listing, we tried that this past week and we were blocked. The reasons they gave us a score and it was not high enough because I think there's more of a manual review. Couple things, right? They might have seen that our social media pages were dead. We did not have a Google map listing yet. That's probably a big one. Maybe some of the listings didn't even have a Yelp page yet. And so they started to ask for like business registration, like a DBA. But I feel like BBB is more on the stricter side. Once we have the Google map listing, I think we might be able to get the BBB. Now, if we have the map listing and they still require us to submit documents and license, then BBB is like a very tough one to crack. Potentially for the very, very important ones, like I can potentially get the documents, but we'll see. First things first, I think currently BBB seems to be quite strict. And I know multiple partners have submitted for the BBB, so they might get a call and it might just be a simple phone verification. Like that used to be the case on BBB, but seems like they're way more strict now. But we're gonna keep trying. That's the point. If any of you guys had a success like getting a BBB free listing up, then let me know. But for now, we're focused on just getting the Yelp. Jose says BBB actually searches to see if there's a license using that business name and or individual name. Yeah, I think they do. Yeah, so I think we have to get a DBA registered, which I have registered a couple businesses for some of the sites. So I actually this week I'll test it using that. Yeah, some of the students are already like starting to generate leads. Like my team has like 5 quotes out there for my students already. And honestly, like I treat these sites as if they were my sites as well. So when it comes to even getting the BBB, like if it means getting the DBA, like I'm gonna do that, right? Now I have to move carefully right now because my team is only so big and I don't want to make mistakes that's gonna make the process longer. So I rather approach things like systematically so that we don't have to go back and redo things. But best believe like in time, these sites are going to become very valuable. Understand that I haven't even unleashed my full SEO capabilities on these sites yet. I know for a fact I've been doing local lead gen for a while and I started skimping out on some of these processes like the social media because it is quite a bit of work and it's not that easy to scale on your own because a lot of these social media pages, they require that you get blocked after a certain amount because you're trying to build all of this under the same IP. You need to post on these social media pages. So it becomes like harder and harder to scale, right? And so you start negating some of the steps, like not creating the social media pages and whatnot. And you just build the site and try to rank and you have a hard time ranking. These sites don't produce that much. You just give up on them over time. But every site that I did every part of the process, they have all become quite profitable. And so me involving partners, it's going to allow me to do is make sure that all the steps are done properly so that these sites become very profitable machines over the long term. And it helps to have partners in play that can help manage these sites and help provide oversight. There's already been a few cases where my partners have spotted it might have been the wrong zip code, or this was off, or this page was off, and they reported to my team and my team fixed it, right? So having partners that have the understanding of this business model, be able to provide that extra oversight really does help. And it would be very difficult for just myself to be doing that across 80 to 100 different lead gen sites. On top of that, I'm building all of the automation too on the back end to track every lead, every quote that goes out. Pretty soon, every construction quote that we send out, we're going to API into Jobber. We're going to use to send invoices, and it's going to API directly into the dashboard so you can see every quote that we send out. I was going to show you some chat I'm going back and forth with some of my high level people on my team. The people that you're talking to are like Pamela and Daislin, but I have other American people like Aaron and Hunter. Like we're going back and forth on like different ways to even optimize like the service pages even further, right? So there's a lot of back and forth that I'm doing behind the scenes to further optimize these local lead gen sites. So you can see it live in your account, but just you don't see it in Google that it's ranked. I think that's just because it takes a little bit of time. As long as you see it live in Yelp, does it come up also if you search for the business name inside Yelp? That would be a good test. And if it does, and if it's not showing up on Google yet, Google takes time to crawl these pages. You guys should all have LinkedIn pages of your own, right? So if you do have a LinkedIn page or LinkedIn account, try to check to see if some of the sites you don't have a LinkedIn page, business page for, and then try to create a business page for that site with your personal LinkedIn account. I need to type that into our partners chat as well. Because LinkedIn also is very like sensitive of people that are trying to spam create accounts. So we got half of the LinkedIn accounts that we created got suspended or blocked. I think one of the ones that Santa Ana Elite Roofing, let's try to check that. I think that one has the Yelp. Okay, this is one of Helen's sites. You can see when I search for the business name, the Yelp comes up at the top next to the website. This tells me Yelp is a big part of creating that brand. We're not on Home Advisor, but the Facebook business page comes up, Santa Ana Elite Roofing, and I believe we don't have a LinkedIn. LinkedIn would be another pretty big one, and then obviously BBB. How I know LinkedIn is quite helpful is like when you search my name, like LinkedIn is one of the things that comes up. LinkedIn right at the top here, see that? As well as the YouTube. We got Facebook business. We got obviously my site at the top, Instagram, Google, some Reddit as well. Google is triangulating my Twitter, which I'm barely active on Twitter. I think this is why it's important to make at least 5 to 10 posts, because I feel like they could easily have an algorithm where if it doesn't have at least 5 to 10 posts, is it really gonna count it? Like, will Google actually crawl that page and make it appear inside Google's SERPs? It might not. Like Santa Ana Elite Roofing has Instagram page, but it's not showing up. And that's most likely caused by the fact that we haven't posted anything on the Instagram. Even though I showed earlier that we have an Instagram page, but we hardly have any posts, right? So imagine if we have more posts on our social media accounts and we start dropping more YouTube channel, and when we search for our name, like YouTube channel pops up, LinkedIn pops up, Instagram pops up, Yelp, that's essentially the goal. So that's going to be one of the major to-do lists for my team, helping you guys, also providing you pictures and whatnot. But I'm going to need your guys' help on that because my team's only so big right now and they're focused on like getting you company emails and whatnot. So yeah. So Felix asks, are you going to spoof your location from your phone, etc., when you do the GBP video verification, since you're not in exact location? Instead of doing that, I think what we're going to try to do is we're going to do the email verification, do it, and then let's say it doesn't work, they're going to ask for the appeal anyways. And with the appeal, we're going to submit all the pictures in a PDF document. Yeah, you said I tried to do video verification in a city that's just 10 miles away and it got rejected because my location is different. Yeah, submitting a PDF document with all the photos might be a better way. I know some people have successfully used a Android phone with a location spoofer to do video verification successfully. But that's something that you can try. So this student, I think, posted on all his social media pages. So let's see if it's linked. He didn't even really link the social media pages. However, let's just see if it'll even come up. Let me just search for the brand name first. Madison Pro Roofing Contractor. Okay, so they have, yeah, he has successfully got the BBB free listing here. I'm sure that's helping him quite a bit. Same phone number. He has the Yelp, but I'm not sure if that's actually his or not. 5982. Doesn't seem like it. Yeah, this is not his. But I like on Facebook how you can leave reviews because I feel like that can easily be faked. It's still, Google is still listing it as a schema data. Felix says, I always get BBB listing, no problem, by the way. Same goes for Yelp, Yellow Pages. Felix, but BBB, don't they require like business registry or something like that? Did you have the business DBA? Yeah, for this site, I don't even really see a Yelp, but I do see the BBB. And this is a site that generated that commercial or roofing job. Yeah, I really do think some of these listings go a long way. Even having that BBB listing. Yeah, it's not a credit because it's a free listing. However, name, address, phone number is on here. Social media pages can be linked. The fact that you can link social media pages, I probably for BBB, like having a decent social media page is important. Yeah, Felix, like when you submitted for the BBB, like what all did you submit? Yeah, Ahrefs is not really showing that it's really ranked for anything yet. I don't even think this site has like sub-city pages. Yeah, only 43 pages. Yeah, there's no really sub-city pages. This site's been around, he said, for like at least 6 months though, too. Wow. This is one of our partner sites. This already has 172 pages indexed versus 42 pages. Again, these are all really good signs. Yeah, because it's ranking for all these off pages too, sub-city pages. Anyways, yeah, I just made the point to my team that if you're going to build a sub-city page, we might as well put the words commercial in that title, even though it's in the first sentence. Anyways, that's like further optimization that need to be done.